All right. Hopefully we're live again. Hopefully the first thing you didn't hear was me swearing. Hopefully, I really hope it wasn't. Just to clarify, that was because I wasn't in spectator mode there, and I'd just been setting everything up. Yes, we're back for the. We're back after the red flag has been out. So red flag's out in qualifying. We're waiting on everyone to. We are waiting on. We're waiting on everything to be sorted. We are suffering from red flag anger right now. And Felix, you've been in a red flag race. I know because I called that red flag race. How does this change your approach to it?
I mean, we were quite far into the race as well, and then we changed to a 25% race with a one-shot quality. So it was kind of straightforward afterward because here, I think we'd done 17 laps or something already, like half the race probably. So yeah, you kind of just continued on your way.
Yeah, it was continued on. We are back, so we will have a session tonight. They're going to go back to doing qualifying and back to doing the race. But yeah, obviously the red flag anger happens. Actually, that race was then voided, wasn't it? The red flag race in yours was voided, but I don't believe this will be voided.
It was, yeah.
I don't think this will be voided because we were in qualifying, so.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I just realised I have a bout of my beard in my headset right now, and it's literally tucked up into my ear, and I wonder what was tickling me the whole way through that first part of qualifying. So, right, Cersei.
I'm just trying to understand how big your beard is if it gets stuck in your ear.
It's quite bushy. Cersei, come on. You've been told now. If you're going to continue it here, I'm going to ban you. I'm going to ban you for 300 seconds. You're going to behave, or there'll be more words. Anyway. Well, as I said, red flag anger, it kicks off. It causes people to kick off. And I understand totally getting annoyed with people with red flag anger, right?
Yeah, I understand. We had the same kind of thing in the Gp4.
Yeah.
When we had the red flag. I mean, I also understand the anger if you're doing really well in a race, but I mean, this was qualifying. This is go again.
Yeah. Get your head back into the motions. You can do it fine. This won't affect your championship score or anything.
No, exactly. I mean, I had a podium in the voided race, so I mean, oh, it's raining.
Wow, and this has completely changed up the setting. Now the drivers can be annoyed because they could probably have gone, oh well, now the settings are different and now the race is different, but we didn't make it to the race. I'm
happy.
I'm okay with this.
This is totally fine for me.
I'm okay with this. If the drivers do complain, then the drivers do complain. It's not my division. I don't care. This is the only thing I care about is this is my stream. So intermediate tires are on the cars. Spicy Oscar, yeah, it really is. Yeah, let's just see what the cars can do now. We're all quite stunned now that they're doing this. But nonetheless, these things happen in every division of racing. This thing has happened in so many different sides. Just because we're not like the F1 esports who let them race and let the results stand with glitches does not mean that we care a little bit less about the drivers. What we probably didn't mention was the fact that we probably should have had the weather set to the same standings. But you know, this is more entertaining now.
Yeah, I don't mind a bit of rain. If we have any of the drivers in the chat, please can you tell us what the weather will be like in the race?
Look at Blues. He's experimenting with the blue tyres. Whoa, as Ghost Cam goes out. I think, well, to be honest, I can drive this track on a dry setup because it's such a high downforce track at the same time, you know? The only thing this might cause is a little bit more damage in qualifying. We might see a little bit more drivers skirting off the track. Whoa, big rear end moment for Ghost Cam, the American driver, in the Alfa Romeo. I got it right this time. It's not Gary Paffett's car. And yes, before you ask, I did get the title right this time. Whoa, racing under the qualifying. I think that's DCG, or is that Energy? No, that's DCG himself, who's trying to overtake Ghost Cam. We haven't seen a wet qualifying, I don't believe, in SFR since round 1 in GP2. We'll see what happens.
Blues actually left the pits on wets, but he didn't.
Oh, sector 3, yellow flags as people slow down. Now Seesaw in the steering wheel is Ghost Cam as they head down towards the line. And oh no, a 5-place grid penalty for, I believe that was Origins, wasn't it? Yeah, he's made contact with DB, and he has been handed a 5-place penalty. Grid drop. He looks to be heading towards the wall there, to be completely honest. Where is he? Whoa, sliding round. Lots of drivers are not happy in these conditions, but this happens in league racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, normally we sit here and make a joke. Psychomich is actually in the Red Bull, so he's driving the Red Bull tonight now. Few drivers may not have made it to selecting their cars, so again, this is going to be for the managers of the league to sort out. We'll see what happens as I play with my necklace in my hand. Let's go on board with Ghost Cam, who I think is still going to be the first driver across the line. Coming into the hairpin now. This hairpin's very tricky in the wet. He's getting it right. Oh, a little bit wide, lot wide as he gets the car turned through. That might actually help him in these conditions going along the karting line there.
Yeah, always use the wide line in the wet. Oh, DB has been disqualified.
So DB has been disqualified after causing an incident there. Dive Bubble has been timed out for being incredibly rude in the chat. So, whoa, Ghost Cam drifting along the line. We'll see what happens with all of this. But
interesting that he ran out of ERS on a wet track. That usually never happens.
Well, I think different people do different standings. I don't run full ERS in this.
I saw an interesting thing regarding the ERS here, where we're commentating in the Premier Division.
Yes.
So, I usually go in the middle of the lap, in the middle sector or something, where there's more corners. I'd usually go down to like high.
Yeah.
Just to save some to have for the full lap, but I saw that the guys in the Premier Division didn't do that. They just went full out.
Well, it's different philosophies with the ERS system, if I can get my words out, crikey. As we look at Energy Dan, one of the drivers who could not get into his car, so it was unfair to him to qualify. Yeah, it's difficult. Pro Oliver now, fastest man on track, a 1:22.1, much slower times here than what we saw in the Red Flag's first qualifying event.
Yeah, about 12 seconds slower.
Yeah, it really is difficult. Obviously, we're all a bit muted because we're trying to work out and want to get to the racing here as we look at AG30 in the Mercedes. He's going very slowly. But Xander now in the Alfa Romeo coming down into the hairpin 25 car is letting someone out the way. Getting out of the way of someone. Who is that? That's Felix. Oh, sorry, that's Grant. Not you, Felix. You're here. Energy Dan has gone third fastest. But if it's a dry race now, how much of trouble is this going to really mess with the drivers' heads?
I think... Yeah, I mean, that's not much of a trouble, not for me. I mean, you could get to start on new tires, you can do different strategy. All will be on the same strategy, however, so it will be a bit more difficult.
It made for some great racing, though, because essentially it's now flat-out racing. So we look at Badger in the...
Yeah, for sure.
I just got Badger and Psychomich completely confused. They completely ignore me. I do apologise. Psychomich has always driven the Red Bull, hasn't he? I'm broken. What did you guys do to me last Thursday?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you should have had a couple of days to recover, but it seems that you haven't.
No, I think my commentary is just suffering tonight as we look at the 48 car of Badger coming through to would-be DRS zone, but there is no DRS here in the wet as we cross the line here at the circuit. Gilles Villeneuve, not Jacques Villeneuve. I mean, we spoke about Jacques Villeneuve last week, remember? And then what did Verstappen go out and call Rosberg?
I had to take a screenshot and send it to you because I died when I read it.
So funny. Yeah, AG said he's saying he span lots of times in his lap. I mean, Yeah, that's what happens when you're on a dry setup. On a wet track, Sector 3, I've done it loads of times. I couldn't keep it on the road when I was doing wet practice at Monaco. That was horrendous to be looking spiffy. Oliver
It's not even possible to keep it out of the wall in the wet in Monaco.
No, you just have to hit it with a rear end so there's no damage. Unless you get stress punch.
Yeah.
A stress punch is still a thing in this game. Because there used to be a thing where if you hit the wall hard enough with the tyres, you could puncture the tyres, like in real life. But I haven't found that if I hit the wall at any form, will I get a stress puncture? No, the wheels will just fall off, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I never hit the wall, so...
Tomorrow's going to change now. Tomorrow you're going to go straight onto the hairpin. Tomorrow you're going to be Robert Kubica in 2007.
Ooh, I hope not.
Have you seen the crash? Yeah, I saw it live. Who's Di Bubble? He no idea, but he's not very nice. He has been banned from the channel though for being incredibly rude. Very simple. Don't insult SFR or you will be banned. Driver or non-driver, I don't care.
That seems fair enough.
Yeah, if you're a driver, you can still be banned from the channel. We just might lift the ban if you seem very apologetic. So we look at Ghost Camp in the Alfa Romeo. Still getting it right. It's not
So
any
speaking of Alfa Romeo and Italian things, what do you think about the race yesterday?
It was a good race from Giovinazzi. Idiots from the Alfa Romeo mechanics who can't remember how the rules work in Formula 1 though. Knackered Kimi.
Yeah. What was that about?
So
how could they? What? That's a rookie mistake.
If you don't know, the simple ruling in Formula 1 is if you go through Q2 into the top 10 to Q3, you have to start the race on that compound of tyres. Alfa Romeo decided, no, Kimi, who got through to Q3 before deciding to go and have a trip in the dirt at Parabolica, I believe, or turn 3, one of the two areas where Kimi crashed, and then broke his gearbox, decided, no, we're going to put him on fresh tyres, and got very told off in the race. I just feel bad for that one assembly marshal that looked at it, was told to check the tyres, looked at it and thought, nah, they're fine. Hold on, they're not fine. And then it all just went off. Like, the poor race control was sat there with their scones, like, it's too late for them. It's about, hold on, what time was it? About 3 o'clock. So they're having a nice afternoon nap. They wake up and they see the Alfa Romeo on the wrong tyres and they think, why didn't that? Race control are idiots. And that's, I will keep saying that because I'm a marshal. I'm allowed to say that. They are morons. I'll tell you a story.
That's a really strange decision from... Why weren't they told before the start that they were on the wrong tyres?
They probably didn't notice.
But the new tyres are very shiny.
They are shiny, yeah. As we look at Psychomich here. No, here's the story, right? I was in Silverstone. For the Silverstone time. Whoa! McLaren round a tight Grade B. He's very round. He's going to have to spin that car around like Ranganathan, and he has managed to get it round. So he's not like Ranganathan because he didn't have to do a million other turns. But no, sorry, I was at Silverstone for the Silverstone Classic a few years ago. And there was a classic Formula 1 car for the 1950s that span and was stuck in gear on the curb, and it beats itself as Badger goes fastest in his first showing. Oh, there's a Mercedes in a wall. Who is it? Is it 30? It is 30. But anyway, but he was in a... Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was wondering what he was doing, but...
Just begging for a Vettel plus Stroll incident not to happen after Sunday. That was stupid by Vettel and stupid by Ferrari. Stroll, on the other hand, he was frustrated and accelerating himself out. And I understand exactly why Stroll didn't get the same penalty as Vettel, because very simply he didn't hit Gasly, did he? Gasly avoided him. He didn't make contact with him and cause damage to the car as Vettel did to the Racing Point. I don't have much of life.
Yeah, no, as AG30 spun again in turn 2.
Nope.
I thought the penalty for Vettel was fine.
The penalty was just.
Yeah, sure, but I have to say though, you can clearly see that he was trying to spin the car around, not go straight out on the track.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, it's just the fact that he made contact with Lance.
AG30 spun again. Turn 3.
really struggling here, as you see the Mercedes having to pull itself out of the way. He's very lucky he didn't hit his under there. But he has hit someone! He's hit the Williams! Was it James? And JD said there was Origins again! So both of them now are going to be starting around the back. So AG30, who needs to get that car started and moving.
Yeah, he needs to get a proper time in as well.
Well, he has a 5-place grid penalty now. So it goes from bad to worse. So Origins as well with that penalty as James Hook goes slowly through the second sector after damaging his front wing. I think we'll see a few complaints after this race, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, that's not far from the truth, I think.
Well, if
DCG goes quickest.
I'm going to be really harsh here. If you can't drive in the wet, AG30, don't qualify. Just sit in the pits. If you can't drive in the wet, don't qualify. If you know it's going to be a dry race, just sit there. You know?
Yeah, by the looks of things, it's going to be lost anyway, so...
Well, no, because DB got disqualified, didn't he? DB, I think, is another one, from what I saw him message earlier. As Bittel goes second, he was one of the subject to one of the one of the MENA Codemasters penalties where he got disqualified for no straight reason.
Yeah, I think he must have spun and tried to turn the car around and just rolled the wrong way a bit.
I think
It happened to me yesterday in a different league where I spun in qualifying and tried to turn around. I got disqualified. I was like, okay.
AG, I'm going to give
penalty system.
AG, I'm going to give you your last chance now. You're on one last chance, because to be honest, you're really starting to aggravate me right now. So if you're going to keep commenting and telling me stuff which really I don't need to know, like telling me to be calm, then I'm going to put you under 300 seconds penalty. The CCG goes fastest. I don't care. Well, Sten is GP3. He's there. Hello. This is Gp4. I got it right this time. But yes. I've got a GP3 driver sat next to me, so I'm sure it's right. But yeah, I bet you're hoping not for these conditions tomorrow.
Yeah, Sven had just put in the comments a bit earlier that I'm going to beat him tomorrow if it rains. I'm having trouble believing that. But yeah, we'll see.
Electro Dan, he's there. You're Electro Dan. Have you had a moment again, Daniel? Pushing your luck now, Cersei. Pushing your luck now. You really are. Looking at Grant now in the car. Just some double energy. That trips me up as Grant goes a little bit wide. AG said you're retiring from the session. Yeah, that trips me up, Daniel, as well. So lots of things. Here's energy, Dan. Your stunt double. He's going 4 tenths quicker actually in sector 2, so he's on an absolute stonk of a lap now in the racing point as he runs down towards the chicane. It's very difficult even in the dry as he comes through to try and get it right. Oh, seesawing, he's got it right this time. DRS won't open because it's wet as he heads down towards the line now. What can the racing point do? Crossing line he goes 2 tenths quicker and stays in P8. I think everyone struggles to a degree in the rain. What do you think, Fester?
Yeah, I think what I usually do is just fuel the car up and go for like as many laps as I can, just to get a feel for a track, and then just at the end just go for a new set of tires and just put a banger in.
Well, you say a banger. Does that mean you normally hit the wall?
Yeah, sometimes.
You said, I go B, a one-way trip to the accident site, and he has hit the wall this time round. See, you see if they invalidate if a right tyre makes contact with the curb. I think the rain really shows the skill of drivers. The first part is more lenient. Yeah, it's the chicane is difficult in the dry or in the wet. I really struggle with that chicane. It used to be a lot higher though. Do you remember when it used to be that higher, Felix?
The final chicane, you mean?
Yeah, the curbs on the chicane. Just leaving police.
Yeah, they flattened them out a bit.
Well, yeah, especially after Monza, they deserve to be flattened out. You're Ubing.
Whereas Energy again gets massively held up by high grade B into the final chicane.
And he was 7 temps up. He's going to be absolutely seething. Crossing the line, 1.1 seconds down. He's going to be seething in that car. As High Grade is round again. High Grade's doing a good impression of a driver with no downforce and a broken front wing.
You mean a Marussia?
I was going to go for HRT, but you know, I hate on Marussia too much. I got a Marussia t-shirt.
Oh, fair enough. They're quite a likeable team.
Yeah, I like Marussia. I thought they were cool. So as we look at Blues now coming down along the final straight, I think he's on a slow lap, to be honest. He's really struggling. We've got 16 seconds, 15 seconds left of this qualifying session. Been quite a mixed up session, but it's good. It's going to make for a fun grid.
Yeah, should be an interesting race. Where's Racing Porsche in all this?
Racing Porsche is P7. As we look at Blues, he's going to go P16. And Ghost Cam retiring with qualifying is now over. Energy Dan now 3 tenths up on his time. Can he finally get a quick enough time to knock him out of P8? Coming towards the line now. In a moment, as he's got to negotiate these very tricky chicane. He's fine though. DRS is opening as he runs down towards the line. Is he going to take the title line? No, he doesn't. Running out towards centre of the road. He goes P8 once more. He just cannot get out of P8. Xander, he's going to go P2. Oliver, he's not going to improve. Where's DCG? DCG won't improve with a broken front wing. Where's Badger? Badger is 4 temps up on his time. Can he make pole in his first event here in GP4? What do you think, Felix?
It's 8 temps up. If he can nail the final chicane here, he should be on for a good one.
I hope it doesn't rain after this. I want a nice dry race. Running down towards the chicane. Sorry, go.
Yeah, going full speed towards the chicane here. Let's see if he can nail it. It looks like he can. Oh, that's a very good run through the chicane.
What can Gary do as he runs? It's close. It's really close. It's pole! It's pole position for Badger. So he is going to be starting the race. His first GP4 event with a backed out helmet in P1.
Well done. Very nice lap at the end there.
What an interesting race. So, after a red flagged first part of qualifying and a wet second part of qualifying, here are the results having lined up. Badger in P1 ahead of DCG in P2, Xander is in P3, Bittle is in P4, Oliver is in P5, and Grant is in P6, Racing Podge is in P7, Dan is in P8, Savo is in P9, and Ghost Cam is in P10. I would say normally with free tyre choice, but no tyre choices now, they're all free. Origins with a 5-place grid penalty is in P11, Spiffy Casual is in P12, Sonic Hawk is in P13, Psychomich in P14, James Hook in P15, Blues in P16, 30 with a penalty is in P17, High Grade B is in P18, Alco is in P19, and I believe DB was the last qualifier in P20.
Let's see what the weather will be like. Oh, it's dry.
It is dry. It's very quite cloudy though. Look at the Ferrari pit box. I don't know how it is for you, but it still looks really wet.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it looks like they've I don't know, spilled something in the garage.
I'm trying to think of an Italian joke that isn't alcohol related. Coffee. The Italians make decent coffee, don't they? Yeah, they do.
They do. Yeah.
I should know that. I'm drinking a coffee right now from Costa, which is Italian.
So what you put in your coffee today?
I don't know. I want to get another blender coffee because I've been having this blender coffee for a while, but I want to try and get Colombian blend for a bit. I want to try and get Colombian. Or Venezuelan. I like a Venezuelan coffee. I don't know if you've ever had one.
Try some Swedish coffee, man.
That's probably got there's probably got so much alcohol in it. It's unbelievable.
No, it depends on what type of coffee you take. But yeah, it could have. Yeah.
Can we have a race like Germany? Is the question. I think it'd be great to have a race like Germany. It looks pretty dark out there.
Yeah, it looks like it might be some rain falling at some point during the Grand Prix.
No, I drink a lot of coffee, Philippe. I drink a lot of coffee because I don't sleep. So, all on fresh tyre choice. could have a bit of rain later on. What can happen here in GP4? Let's run through the grid one more time now with the grid penalties all in motion. Badger is in P1 ahead of DCG in P2. Xander is in P3, but watch out for Bittle on P4. Him and his Ferrari teammate Pro Oliver, who's following him in P5, are running the soft compounder tyres. Then there's Grant in P6 and Racing Podge in P7. Energy Down in P8 and Savo is in P9. Ghost Cam is in P10 and Spiffy Casual is in P11. Sonic Hawk is in P12. Psychomich is in P13. James Hook is in P14. Blues is in P15, Origins with a grid penalty is in P16, High Grade B is in P17, Alco is in P18, DB after being disqualified unfairly in qualifying is in P19, and AG30 is in P20, ringing up the rear of the field. So a bad day for Mercedes, a good day for the Haas team.
Yeah, it's looking like it, isn't it? Interesting to see the tyre choices here. The book of the choice seems to be the mediums.
It is, and drivers are actually complaining after qualifying in the chat, which they're not meant to do, naughty naughty. But they are, they have been complaining about a few things, but nonetheless, we'll find out what happens. Yeah, Badger is a debutant here. I'm really excited for this race. I don't know about you, Felix.
Yeah, Gp4 usually puts on a really good show, don't they?
It's a great way to open a week, isn't it?
Yeah.
How British can you go in one statement? It's a great way to open a weekday, isn't it? Good grief. I'm going to spend too much time around teenagers. I need to go back to college. So, way to open the week, you see a nice Armco barrier there next to the marshals. Those marshals clearly paying attention. But this is Quebec, so you know. Montreal's not in Quebec, is it? Montreal's in Montreal. But who are you going to be looking at on the start line? Felix, quickly.
Usually, I'll be hovering around P10.
So the crunch zone, as always, has got its coverage. And this run down to turn 1 is very difficult. The lights are on now to 5. Red lights here in GP4. Finally, the lights are out and the drivers are away now. And a jump for a start for Origins. Bad to worse. A big collision in the background between Origins and the Mercedes and the Toro Rosso as they shove through. And the Renault of Grant pumping into DCG's side pod there. The Ferraris all struggling through as they try and get through turn 3. The Alfa Romeo of Xander has hit the wall. And now Pro Oliver is past his teammate, and they're all coming side by side. Energy Down struggling as he tries to pass everyone else on lap 1. It's Sonic Hawk though! Sonic Hawk round at turn 4, I think that is. Racing Porsche dropping down even more. What have you seen, Felix? Whoa, big contact between JD Savo and Ghost Cam. Thank you for waiting for 2 minutes.
And there's just stuff going on everywhere, aren't there?
To the inside. They're all trying to filter through. It's only that one guy. Come on. Look at Psychomich. He's really struggling in the Red Bull so far. AG30 dropping back behind. AG30's in trouble. Looks like damage on the Mercedes. No, he just ran up against the wall. And Badger's got a dream shot. 30 into the hairpin. Stupid
what
move.
A dive.
But it's worked. I think Hyper B will complain that he had to alter his line there. He'll complain, I had to alter my line. That's not fair. But nonetheless, it's happened. So High Grade B being passed by the Mercedes of LC30, Spiffy Casual being passed by Psychomich, Badger leads its way on lap 1 here at Montreal. And what a glorious start. We saw a crash right off the start line though, between the Alfa Romeo of Alco and I think the Williams of Origins, who's currently in P15.
Yeah, Alco in the pits. Looks like a front wing change.
So looking at...
Indeed.
30 saying that he should have given back the position. Well, sorry, people saying that he should have given back the position. That will be investigated after racing. We look at Racing Podge here in the Red Bull, the 66 car. Looking at the back of Energy Down, he's going to have to look behind him though at Ghost Cam, who's hunting him as quickly as he can. But what will happen as they head into... I just remember that you were the guy that came with the best quote ever.
Racing Podge got a run out of chicane. Can he get Energy Down in the hairpin?
Podge thinking about it, decides not to because Energy Down making that racing point as wide as Charles Leclerc's Ferrari.
Oh, he hits the wall.
Look at Blues! Blues on the curve as he tries to pass James Hook. Fantastic racing already because now the Origins is going to look to overtake the the Toro Rosso. Blues in trouble as Origins comes up to the back of him as Badger leads us away still in pole position in P1. Oh, Origins to pit lane. What's that?
Oh, Racing Podge was on the outside through the wall of champions. It was on the grass a bit, but he couldn't make the move stick. Oh, as Bittel has spin through turn 2.
I was drinking my coffee. Vettel dropping back behind the McLaren of Savo. Savo is putting him into the wall, but the Ferrari was fine. The Ferrari? Oh my god, I can't speak anymore. Sajkovic, whoa, big seesaw moment there for the Briton as he tries to control the car. And Rusty Podge finally looking to the outside of Energy.
Oh, DCG is spun!
DCG is spinning, he's getting off the track. Well done for DCG. And Energy then having to back out. Ghost Cam now is going to look at trying to overtake him. What is happening? DCG's got major damage. Look at his front wing.
Yes, it's broken.
The car is broken.
Front wing broken now. As I imitate Esteban Ocon for a second. Yeah, Badger has got a brilliant start here. It's 4 seconds ahead of Flux.
Drivers remember that you don't like it. You might not like it when people comment on your moves in racing. So just remember, there's a degree of respect when it comes to watching racing in SFR as well. I'm not telling anyone off. If I tell people off, then it's different because I'm horrible and I'm not a nice person. But you know, fellow drivers. In fairness, I don't come into their streams and just go, oh, you're terrible. As you see, Energy Down dropping further behind. Ghost Cam now, as he's struggling now. Energy Down's really struggling with this. Oh! And he's made contact with Samo! It's Samo's round! He's back on the racing line, he's slow! Oh, he did well to capture that, though. He saw the gap. Sebastian, you should learn from this guy.
Yeah, he really should. He's got some front wing damage now, though.
Yeah, I think something happened with lag as we see AG30 struggling with damage on his car as well. I think it was a lag move on Energy Down there. I think Energy Down's internet is really struggling a little bit there.
Yeah, we see him leaving and joining the session usually in qualifying, so that could be the issue here. As Sander gets past Flux.
Yeah, Grant is really under pressure though as we cut across from Blues, who was actually making a move on Savo. This time Savo, I think we'll see straight into pit lane. No, decides not to. There's almost contact with Vittorio Rossi and the McLaren, and this time there is not contact.
Through the chicane.
Well done to Blues. It's the Spiffy Casual in the Renault now, looking to try and make a move on hook to the inside of the first corner. It tightens hard, and he did well. And look at that, JD coming right back at him, and DB is not far away. Lots of initials in this.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Pro a little close to Grant.
I can't believe I'm having to do this. DCG's in trouble. Guys, if anyone knows who Die Bubble is, please tell him to stop. Because this is getting absolutely ridiculous. We shouldn't have someone having to watch him. JD is back on the road after making a mistake now, dropping further behind Sonic Hawk now, who has overtaken him. So both Hasses running blacked out helmets, which is not helpful for me. James Hook though skipping against grass. Now Spiffy's going to have a run on him into the chicane, into the hairpin, sorry, as I completely run out of words to say. What can the Renault do on the straight?
Is James Hook going to have DRS? No, it's not.
Report him next side, Lee.
Is it that guy Daibush who was in the league before?
I don't believe so. We've already investigated that. It was not Daibush. So Spiffy Casual actually making a move on James Hook. Tightening though, they're both squeezing each other. They're running towards turn 1, and this time Spiffy, I think, will get the move done, and he does get it done.
Well done, nice move.
Lee does get very angry when people get up and insult SFR, as do I. I actually got very angry on stream once. A pleasant experience. So I'm trying to temper my anger and all that. So I'm zen. I'm good. I have my coffee. I'm fine. But Flex now is going to have a move. What can Grant do as he comes to the inside at the hairpin? He looks on Xander. Sector 3's yellow flags are waving. Electro Dan now showing the support for his fellow namesake, Energy Dan, saying that he can get a podium in all of this. You know what? They're not far away. With the strategy like this, we can't tell who's going to be where. Daniel, you from Sweden? Daniel's from England. As well. Daniel's from England. I know Dan's from England. Dan's a good boy from England. His Origins on high grade. High grade's in trouble, and Origins going to slip up the inside of the McLarens. They do a drag race now down to the chicane. I wish I was Scottish. That accent would be great doing commentary. Spiffy Castle dropping back behind J Hook now. Towards the outside comes Origins as High Grade is having to defend. They both made contact as they creep through the chicane, and Origins, with the time penalty, should probably hand that back. Bickle looks to have been round at turn 1, but he's fine now. And Sonic Hawk has been dropped behind JD Savo. No, I don't like milk actually. I really don't like milk. So, but as much as I like Lando, I don't like milk. I don't know how he drinks it. Ugh, nasty stuff.
Yeah, disgusting. Ugh.
James Hook passing Smithy once more. Actually, I think there's more. James Hook is in trouble, and he's dropped behind. He's made contact, and that's very poor. That is the poorest driving I've seen in GP4 all season long from the two of those. That should be a safety car.
Him there.
Completely unnecessary to squeeze the driver, and I'll tell you what, absolutely silly. DCG saying he won't let me in pit, keeps me setting in the pit straight. But is that a safety car? It should be a safety car. If anything else, it should be a safety car. That was absolutely poor. Lap 8 of a race, and you drive like that. So Flex now with a time penalty as we look at Pro Oliver closing in on the top 3, sorry, and now Flex trying to fight his way. Oh, he's made an impromptu move down the inside. Comes Flex, and he has made the move on Xander. And now Xander's going to be in trouble. I think there's about to lag off Xander as Pro Oliver passes him, and Racing Podge is going to be looking at this. Look at that, perfect. Oh, Pro Oliver now bumping him into the wall. That'll go to the stewards.
As Racing Podge goes through as well. Xander won't be happy about that.
I'm going to keep that hidden, Golden Crimson. Keep that hidden. Yeah, Xander's really not going to be happy after that move. As DCG is struggling. I'm going to look at DCG for a minute. He keeps saying that he won't let him back into pit lane. Because are we seriously having a major glitch here again in SFR as he tries to stay out of the way?
He seems to be fine again now.
He's ready to back as Xander. Let's stay on board with DCG, see if he actually gets service, because he keeps saying it keeps chucking him out onto the pit straight. He's getting service. No, okay, that's... I'm sorry?
That's very, very strange.
Right, DCG, you have been given clearance from me to just retire from session if you cannot continue on in the race. You have been given clearance from me if you cannot continue the race, because your tyres are going to blow at some point. So if you just retire from session when no one's around you, hopefully the game will register that you can't continue on. He has retired from the session. And he's made contact with Spiffy, so I don't think he heard me say...
Oh, Racing Podge! Oh!
Where's Racing Podge?
He loses his back end.
Right,
I
think there was a miscommunication from me and DCG. I said to retire, but I didn't actually mean to retire when people weren't around you. But yes, it has happened.
Racing Podge now with a bit of front wing damage.
Yeah, Spiffy also with wing damage as well after collision with the retiring DCG. This is getting silly. But this isn't even the driver's fault at this point. As Alco's had a big accident on the straight, he's blocking the straight in his Toro Rosso. It's okay. Right, I am going to report you for harassment and bullying. Right. If anyone knows who the hell Die Bubble is, tell me now, right? Or message me after the stream. I've had enough of this. Damage on AG30's car now. You do not come into my streams for the league that I commentate on and have an absolute pop at any of my drivers. This is the drivers as well as any viewers. You do not ever come in here and expect you can insult a driver, a commentator, or another member of the SFR family at all. Is that clear to everyone? Because I've had enough of this.
Yes, it's clear.
Thank you, Felix. My teaching assistant.
I was just trying to lighten the mood.
Right.
Oh, High Grade B's out.
High Grade B out of the race now. Lap 10 of the race, and more struggles in this. Questions will be after the race. Alco leaves. Racing Paul is now pushing hard on Ghost Cam. Ghost Cam now our race leader as Racing Paul looks to the inside with wing damage now. took me to the wall, says Dylan. Look, yeah, guys, Dylan, take that to the stewards, mate. Take that to the stewards now. I'm not having people discuss incidents in chat anymore from this race, because I've had enough of it. I'm getting to the point now that I'm getting really irked. And if I get irked, then I will turn the stream off. Badger has pitted, yes.
You don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want the stream to turn off at all. Badger has pitted. He's now in somewhere. P4 of the race. He was our race leader, as Ghost Cam was our race leader now. On lap 11 of the race, as Racing Porsche now is charging after him. We're actually going to look. You can keep looking at the Red Bull and Alfa Romeo battle. Now, what do you foresee here from your fellow countryman of Porsche? He has a damaged front wing, and he seems to be a lot quicker than Ghost Cam. No, it's okay, Dylan. It's not you that's annoyed me. It's actually no one in the league that has annoyed me. It's just constant abuse that the league doesn't need. So Racing Porsche now. I'm going to be leaving the session. I'm going to be fine. Don't worry. I'll cool off. I'll cool off very quickly. Oh, what happened there? Between Badger and Dan, there was a big collision between them, a little bit against the wall. Let's see if there's any damage to the cars. No damage. It looks to be tyre on tyre, as they actually made me jump as I looked at the back of the pit straight. Yeah, I'll let that one show. I'll let that one be show. So Xander now dropping further back behind everyone. Blues is
on the outside.
Can't get there quick enough, but it is almost a move for the man from Sweden as he goes past the line. Oh no! He just can't catch a break.
More damage from that.
He's kicked out of the rear because he ran on the grass. Sorry, not the bras. Unless racing boys like to run on the bras. I mean, I wouldn't.
I don't know. I haven't asked.
The commentary session's gone. At this point, we just give it up. I'll bring you Swedish coffee if you like, says Philippe. Yeah, okay, yeah, bring me Swedish coffee. Xander in trouble. I think Xander's been in trouble for a long time. Racing Porsche. 5-second penalty now for speeding in pit lane. It looks to me that they've done away with the with grid penalties now. With stop-go penalties in the game. So they just get 5-second penalties, which is good for me. Because there's only one thing I need to know.
You mean that you get a lot of penalties, or?
Well, no, it's good for me to know, because then I don't just say they're going for a stop-go penalty, you know?
Ah, okay, you mean like that, yeah, fair enough.
So the Ferrari in trouble there, I think it was a Bittle, really struggling on the pit straight. But Racing Porsche pitting, and Badger is now our next race leader, because Ghost Cam has not pitted. Our top three is actually Pro Oliver in P2 and Grant in P3 in the Renault, so a very mixed up place, and especially good for the debutant who's in P2 right now. For the inside of the teammates, the two Red Bulls starting to get close to clashing. It's like Mastery Stuffing and Alex Albon all over again as they get close to one another now.
Christian Horner's foot is wiggling at the moment.
I think Christian Horner's gone off the circuit as they see JD getting out of the way from Sykovic, and Podge is wide. He's oh crikey! What are you doing out there, Peter? Get up there! So as he comes to the inside of JD Savo, thinking about the move on the McLaren. But he cannot get past the McLaren, who's initially slow off the apex there.
He's going to get him here with the DRS.
Should be a very simple move there from Podge. He pulls the outside of the McLaren. And he's looking to the back. He cannot make it. Whoa. That was... Whoa. Did Savo get... service?
No, that always happens. Happens.
I've never seen that before. This is a glitch
build. It scares the living bejesus out of me every time.
Well, we saw one earlier with a nasty one, and DCG feeling obviously nutted after he had nutted? Gutted. I can't speak. I need a holiday. I've just been on one. Badger's to the inside of Ghost Cam now, side by side for the American versus Gary from somewhere in England. And Badger looking to pass him. I'm not joking, his name is actually back. Oh, an unnecessary pump there from... Oh, wow, that's getting very unnecessary, the wheel banging there from Ghost Cam. But he runs towards to try and get underneath Badger, but he cannot do it because Ghost Cam's to pit lane. I'm not sure why he defended so hard if he was going to pit lane.
Oh, it's strange.
So the Red Bulls should swap this time round. Sykovic shouldn't defend too hard from his teammate, who he knows is quicker than him. They run down towards the chicane. Actually, tell you what, Cyclist isn't that much quicker than him. Racing Porsche isn't that much quicker than him as they head towards the chicane now, isn't he? There's about a lag in this lobby, isn't there? Have you seen it?
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of lag, yeah.
I can't talk anymore. I don't know what's wrong with me.
No.
Spiffy
I
now.
also lost the ability to speak for some reason.
Spiffy passing AG. AG dropping now behind the Renault. Making contact with the Renault!
Oh!
Wrong place, wrong time. Pitting is AG30 now. Incident-filled race. I tell you what, the biggest incident I think in SFR history was an incident actually at the pit lane in Canada. Can't keep up with these penalties.
An incident in the pit lane?
It was about 3 drivers miscommunicating, two battling towards the pit lane, and one following. And I think it was season 1, the first stream. There was like a pile up there, and the first stream in SFR history, I think it was. I don't know. I'll have to have a season 1 driver remind me because it was before my time. Blues in trouble. Blues dropping behind the Williams of Origins. I'm not even looking at the penalties. I'm looking at the racing right now. As we look at the back of Spiffy once more as he tries to get past JD. JD very quick. I wonder if JD is secretly also a doctor from Scrubs and Sacred Heart.
Yeah, it might be him. Who knows? Zach Braff.
He's a good actor. I wonder what happened to him.
I think he's also enjoying all the royalties he's getting from Scrubs.
Well, Scrubs is over now.
Yeah, but it's still showing everywhere, isn't it?
It's great as we see Spiffy go down the inside. Oh, sorry, I've got the whole box set. I got it for my birthday. Yeah. Spiffy, sorry, JD back to pit lane now with the 14 car. No, it's not Fernando Alonso. It is JD Savo.
Why is he in the pits again?
Broken front wing.
Oh, that makes sense.
Die bubble never dies. Good, crying out loud.
It must be a child. No?
I don't know, but this is getting to the point now that it's genuinely annoying now. So we've got people obviously taking it all down. This is why I have moderators on my streams watching all the time. Don't react commentary. Don't tell me what to do. My show. AG30 now within half a second of JD Savo. Both of these guys struggling in this race as JD on the back of him.
Let's see if we can get him down the straight here.
If I like,
does a bit of front wing damage actually.
If I like you enough, I might even make different drivers moderators. People I trust. Stay on my good side. Not Phoenix though. He has to sit in commentary with me. He hates me.
This is the ultimate punishment.
Oh yeah, the ultimate punishment is sitting with me. Origins now getting a run on Spiffy Casual. Can only apologise if the commentary has been a little bit lacklustre tonight, as we see Spiffy dropping behind now. Origins has been lacklustre from my side, as Origins with a time penalty now. I don't know. Felix is clearly holding up the group now. I need to get a bot. I need to do a load of bot work and research on how to actually do streams on YouTube, because I swear I'm useless. Racing Porsche now trying to get past Ghost Camp. We saw this before. This time, this time with a full front wing. As I run out of air, just talking too much, and I just ran out of air for once there. That's different, isn't it? I forgot to breathe.
Usually never happens.
Yeah, Miakwilon gave up. Now with the I can't get over that joke. That was a good one. I haven't made a hash plan yet, have I?
No, you still get the one for the evening.
Yeah, I'll get one. I've got one lined up. I'm just gonna figure the right time to deploy it. So Ghost Cam, he seems to be going right on the hard carbon tyres. He's probably going to the end of the Grand Prix on those tyres, as we see Racing Porsche sitting on the back of him. Racing Porsche in the battle for the championship. His main rival for the championship, actually DCG, is out of the race for no fault of his own, because he couldn't continue with that stupid glitch there. Racing Porsche trying to get past Ghost Cam, tucked up behind the Alfa Romeo. What do you foresee happening soon? Is it going to be Racing Porsche going to get past Cam, Felix, or is Porsche going to have to sit behind him for a bit longer?
Oh, he needs to get past actually, because Porsche needs to pit again. Ghost Cam doesn't, so I think he needs to get past as soon as possible to pull a gap.
So the wings rising on the Aston Martin. Look at that. He's got the closing speed of of a Ferrari, but he hasn't got any straight lines. Wow! He's right on the back!
Here he goes. Down the inside. Can he outbrake him? Seems like he can. Can he hold it?
Whoa, no! There's contact! He's forced it wide! He hands back the position! Very well drived as... Oh, actually, Ghost Count lets him through, so maybe they both thought they were wrong there.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, good sportsmanship from both of them, to be honest. I felt like they could have kept racing maybe, but yeah. That's just me.
Yeah, lots of battling here. We will see everything that happens at the end of it. Remember, stewards' investigations open right at the end of the race. So if you have something you need to send to the stewards, send it to your SFR admins. Either the admins that are nice and pretty, or the admins that run your division, who are incredibly pretty. I ran out of words there, and I had to stop insulting other admins because I get told off.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know anymore, to be honest. I ran out of jokes. I need to recharge before tomorrow. So DRS opening on Xander as he tries to get past Origins. Again, more lag opening up as Xander tries to get past Origins now. I think we'll see a fair few stewards' inquiries at the end of this one.
Yeah, I have a feeling we'll do that, yeah.
So
quite a lot of weird things going on.
Yeah, I mean, I can discount and only apologise to Spiffy Casual for the positioning of when I told DCG to retire. But that's on me, because as a driver, DCG was actually letting us know that he was in trouble, which is good. But what will happen at the end of this race? 20 laps completed, 35 on the clock, not long left.
Can Sander get a run through turn 1? Seems like he does down inside through turn 1. Can he hold it around the outside turn 2? Seems
he
like
has.
He can. Yes, well done.
Well done to he.
He almost does a Vettel there going on the grass a bit. There's a lot of things that could be referred to as doing the Vettel.
Spinning, crashing,
stupid moves,
waving your middle finger, waving your second finger, being generally annoying, having 3 kids, hiding yourself away, not publicly, being worse than Charles Leclerc, being less good looking than Charles Leclerc, being generally looking like a cucumber. He looks like a cucumber, doesn't he? He looks like a really sad cucumber.
I think he should shave his hair off. It's getting a bit silly.
So, eyes front as drivers come through.
As Pro Olivers get stuck behind a AG30, who's a lap driver.
Pro Oliver's doing a fantastic job right now, isn't he?
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, a driver who has been a bit hit and miss for a while in SFR. No, and he'll say that himself. He's struggled at some races, has been better at others. But right now, we're doing a fantastic job in P2. And we'll see what will happen. As people are saying that Pro Oliver versus Badger is going to be the battle at the end of the race. Badger with 6-second gap right now is looking quite handy.
Yeah, I mean, Pro Oliver was kind of cutting into the gap a bit, but he was quite held up by AG30 there. He lost about a second. As he goes a bit wide through turn 4.
Cycling to pit lane is the Red Bull. Let's see what he does. I think there'll be another set of medium tyres on the cut. The 22 car is going to be dropped down and released. Slick stock by the Red Bull car. Is it Charles Leclerc, or as brothers say, Charles Leclerc? Yeah, I don't know. Rundle says it weird, and I think
it's actually Charles Leclerc, or Leclerc.
He's been asked that so many times. And I think he's just like, he said in one interview, he said, "Whatever you like, I don't care." I call him Charles because I think it's a better one than Charles.
I think the most annoying thing is when someone capitalizes the C in his last name.
Leclerc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's just Badger the pit lane. So Badger back in the pit lane.
That's an early stop.
And he's going to go for another set of medium tyres. Are Mitch and Badger now full-time drivers? I believe Mitch is reserving. and I think that Badger is a full-time driver after dropping, being swapped with what's his name? DJ Clarkson. Thank you. You see why I need him? He's a second brain. I run out of information as we look at Paul Oliver. I think Charles himself pronounces the C. Yeah. Yeah, it's such an interesting... It's to the point now in the stream where we're all just discussing F1 drivers' names. It's like, what was the one that tripped up everyone for a while?
An F1 driver's name?
Yeah, there was one that everyone got wrong, and he got annoyed with it a few times. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Obviously, there's D-Rester or Derester, isn't it?
Ooh,
Pastor Maldonado, don't get me started on them. Do not get me. I genuinely have a bout of anger with Pastor Maldonado.
I genuinely have a bout of anger towards Paul DiResta.
Paul DiResta, I'm not kidding. Sector 3, we have a yellow flag. Oh, City out of the race of the Wall of Champions. He cut the corner, and I think that might have just been an accident. Bouncing over the curbs, and he's out. Let's get back to real racing. Badger obviously dropped so well. Yeah, they're doing really well, but Badger on the quicker tyres is going to start, on the fresher tyres, is going to start to close in. Paul DiResta, actually, when I was at WEC, his car broke down right in front of me on lap 1 of the race.
Karma,
yeah. The only issue with Paul DiResta, do you know why he didn't get a drive after 2013? It's much more political than you think. It's not because he didn't want to stop racing. It's because he wouldn't attend certain sponsor events because he didn't want to. As the same with Wehrlein, he didn't integrate himself well with sponsors. Wehrlein thought that the only sponsor he ever needed was Mercedes. But if you look at Ocon, he went to every sponsor party, whatever, because he needed to, you know?
Yeah, well, it's paid off for him.
It has. Even though I think he won't have the Mercedes symbol on his helmet next year because he's a full-time Renault driver. Though he's got Mercedes backing, he's actually Renault. He's not going to be...
Will he actually keep the Mercedes backing?
I think he's keeping the Mercedes backing, but he's going to be, as we just stay on board with Badger, who's over closing the gap on Felix. Fastest man on track actually is Badger. Felix, not fast, sorry, Flex. Grant. It's really annoying. But no, I think, as AJ says, he leaves the session. I think that I think that he won't have the Mercedes badge on his helmet, but he'll have Mercedes backing because they're still part of their junior program. But he is a full-time Renault driver.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess. I'm also guessing he won't have a Mercedes badge on his helmet.
I don't think he will.
Driving a Renault.
I think that Renault will probably have an argument with that. I mean, then again, they've got to sort Daniel's mess of a helmet out first. Badger on the back of Grant now. Grant getting well out of the way of Badger. Grant changed his name, and I can't think what his name was before. Yeah, it is disappointing for Hulkenberg, but I think he'll still be on the grid as Oliver pits. Now comes the fun. What was the gap when Badger pitted? Was it 6 seconds? 5.9?
Yeah, around 6 seconds.
So, Flex as well, pitting. So, I tell you what, Racing Porch, he's pitting as well. No!
He's been held.
So, Pro Oliver has been held in the pit lane. Pro Oliver's on softs. Flex is on softs. Racing Porch is going to be on...
Softs, I'm guessing.
Hards.
He's going to be on hards.
Race over for Racing Porch then. 10 seconds is the gap between P2 and... Sorry, 11 seconds is the gap between P2 and P1. And Pro Oliver now is going to be on the hunt for his first win in SFR in a long time.
He's going to have 15 seconds, I would say, to catch. Yep.
The rumour with Hulkenberg, Sector 1's yellow flags are waving. It's Racing Porch! Racing Porch in trouble. No, the rumour you're referring to with Hulkenberg, that was down to what's it called? He was given a 1-year contract at Renault, and he wouldn't have that. He wanted a 2-year contract, and Renault wouldn't give him one, so they gave the 2-year contract to Ocon instead.
Yeah. I heard this weekend that he had a had a contract ready to sign for Haas.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's arguments with Haas right now. Ghost Cam struggling as Xander under pressure from Racing Force. Racing Force to the outside now at the hairpin. I cannot say anything other than chicane today. And look at that. The undercut for Badger is actually worked a treat. He's got a massive gap on Pro Oliver. As you see, Racing Forge now finally getting a move done on the Alfa Romeo as they run down into the chicane, the final chicane before the Wall of Champions. There's the Wall of Champions and Xander the pit lane. Flex making a move on NG Danners. Big contacts. Wheel banging there between the Racing Point and the Renault. And they're squeezing, there's contact, and Dan's really not enjoying this. But Dan's going to drop back.
Past Ghost Cam.
Oliver now is hunting. He's got a fair old set to beat. Sorry, a fair old time to shade down. I'm just going to stop talking at this point. Can he do it though, Felix?
Oh, we'll see. I think he's pulled more than 1 second on him this lap, so I think it's got to be a little bit of a chance, but it's going to be tough. I think he might go for the fastest lap though. Who has the fastest lap?
Badger does, I think.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, 1:12.4. Origins now with 3 second time penalty as well. This is going to come down to penalties at some point. I don't think Oliver has many, and I don't think Badger has many on the 28th lap of this 35 lap race. Oliver is second. Hammer time, guys. Yes, it is. Hammer time is engaged in the Ferrari as we look at Sonic Hawk, who's in trouble. Sonic Hawk, who's up on the... I mean... Wait... Sorry? What was that move there for Sonic Hawk? But it's okay. Sector 1's yellow flags is waving. I don't think we have any more. Sector 1's yellow flags is constant. Who's that? It's Racing Forge again. Oh no, it's going from bad to worse. Lee is saying it's too big a gap.
It's a shame for him. Yeah, it might be too big.
I don't know. It's going to be... Because the tyres will be going off. The soft compound goes off around lap 5 of its run. And you start to really struggle. So what will happen? Sonic Hawk now for soft tyres. Oliver though, a 111.9, which has decimated the faster lap by a second that Badger had last time. But also to Oliver, plan B.
We are now on plan B.
Whatever you do, don't suck. What car are you in? You're in Charles's car, that's fine. What do the top two's penalties look like? A request from Lee. Can you look at the penalties for me, Felix?
I did check already, and it's Badger doesn't have any penalties. Pro Oliver has 6 seconds of penalties.
Well, race is over then.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. That's why I didn't say anything, because I wanted to keep the tension alive, but I guess Lee spoiled that for us.
God damn it, Lee. Racing Porge now into pit lane for another set of tyres. And there are the soft compound tyres. He's dropped well outside of the top 10 now. And he's going to have to fight back if he wants to salvage points this time. Peter's really struggling this time round. What other times do...
For info there, DCG, Badger is lapping 13 ones. Or low 13s.
Xander on the back of Blues. They're side by side as they go into the second DRS zone. And Xander slipping past the racing... Where am I getting Racing Point from a blue car? I need a holiday. But he has dropped behind it. I don't know what it is. I was looking at a list of F1 cars earlier and I still don't get it right.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It isn't. So
I think
the McLaren...
it's easy to confuse Racing Point with Racing Porsche.
Who has just got a time penalty.
Yeah.
DRS opening on JD Savo as he runs to the back of Blues, who's incredibly quick in the straight line. Another coffee. I don't want another coffee. I don't need one. I've got palpitations already. As they run side by side. What can they do? Sorry, run side by side. What am I on about?
Yeah, I was about to say, who's side by side here?
Oh, was that a brake check from Blues? Or was that lag? I think that might have been lag. That looked suspiciously like either a brake check or lag, but it's fine now. as they run up towards the line, as they run up towards sector 1. I cannot. I'm just broken. Honestly, this has been the worst commentary session of my life. That's just from me. I have done a absolutely awful job at commentary tonight. I can only apologise.
Oh, you're all right.
Blues is struggling on those. What tires is he on? 15 lap worn, hard compounded tyres, and JD Salvo right on the back of them.
Ooh.
Big contact there as JD battling his way through but cannot get through. Lap 5, yeah, the gap's starting to grow at the top. I think those tyres are done as Origins drop behind Podge. What's this? Kimmy thinks Racing Podge is in the Force India or whatever they're called. Yeah, damage on the Williams of Origins now as we jump on Flex. What can Grant do as he runs through the back of Cam? He's trying to get down. I got a fat tongue, I can't talk. Trying to get rounded down. I'm doing terribly. Then the McLaren should go back to 2012. Colours better sign. They can't because they don't have Vodafone as their sponsorship anymore. I like their orange. But the McLaren, beautiful orange as they sit on the back. But the McLaren aren't even on screen. What am I on about at this point? We're looking at Grant as he runs to the back of late 2000s. Really nice. What, the West one? What do you think of the West McLaren livery? Do you remember that one, Felix?
Oh, what a livery!
It was, but it was. That's the thing. The Vodafone livery came straight after that. It was just okay. But Grant to the inside now on Cam. Oh, Cam closed the door very heavily there, and Grant will complain, say that wasn't fair.
Yeah, not much space given to him there.
He didn't leave a car's whip. And is he weaving?
Yeah, I might have been.
I was cutting camera angles, so I can't really tell. The inside comes Grant, he's not happy, and he's bumping and bashed him off the track, but it's fine, because he's still in the lead, and there's more. I think Cam's let him through, because he thinks that he didn't leave him room. I don't know what. I think that's miscommunication there, because they're trying to get past. Sonic Hawk's trying to get past on lap himself as well. Paul on Wednesday says, Colours God. No, I actually talked to you, Colours. Remind me, talk to you at the end of the race. No, I'm not going for Paul. I'm going to be back in the grid again. I made like 6 pit stops in Monaco. Lap 32 out of 35 here.
Ooh,
Racing Podge.
Lap from Racing Podge there.
And Xander with a time penalty as we look at Ghost Cam. What's wrong with Ghost Cam? I'm getting amounts of lag, loads of lag off Ghost Cam or Grant, one of the two. Something's going wrong with these two. I'm not enjoying what I'm seeing. Are you seeing this, Felix?
Yeah, I think Ghost Cam is a little bit aggressive here.
I don't. That whoa!
Oh my god!
That's Renaults and SFR have a tendency to fly, if we remember. So we don't want that to happen here in GP4.
No, let's keep that in Premier Division.
Blues in trouble, and so's Ghost Cam. Oh, what's happening here? Blues have dropped far behind these drivers as his tyres are worn. But I think there's a load of lag coming off one of these guys, and I think it's Ghost Cam. The Williams is beautiful. Spiffy Casual now dropping behind Racing Podge. Racing Podge back in the top 10. He will still have those 2 points right now. But Spiffy Casual to the inside is going to try and defend. And the 13 car is going to push against the 66 car. There's a bump and a bash. But Racing Podge is still there. Spiffy's not giving it up as they go side by side into the third and fourth chicane. And finally, Racing Podge is through.
Well done from Racing Podge. Right now he has the extra point for fastest lap.
So 2 points go into Racing Podge's name.
How far behind? It's not that far behind JD Salvo here.
So 3 points go into his name if he gets through. Again, but remember, penalties are going to change his orders. We're on the penultimate lap of the race. And Gary, he's on his own.
Yeah, he's all alone now. He's dropped a bit of gap to Ghost Cam.
I believe he won his first race in GP3 on his debut in Germany. So I wonder if this will be any sweeter with the red flag.
It's like a Red Bull situation when Danny Kvyat gets dropped, Max Verstappen wins.
I'm surprised they haven't tried that yet. They'll support that. They're like, oh no, the car's fine. The car's quick enough now. We don't need to deploy that tactic. Now he's not winning anymore. They're just going to look at Danny and go, "You're fired." Final lap has begun here in Canada for GP4. It's taken us a while, but we're finally here. The penalties are going to be incredible. And I don't think right now we have someone close to a black flag. So T. Jonas' bet of one driver from every division is going to have a black flag. I don't think it's going to come true as we're on the final lap. Seamless race though from Badger. Strategy has been good. He dealt with the rain brilliantly.
Yeah, he did. He put in a good qualifying. And yeah, he's ran away with this race, really, hasn't he?
Really has. Now to the final time, onto the straight. He's got to negotiate one more hazard, and that's the chicane and the Wall of Champions. Can he do it this time round? Is he going to be the first, I believe, the first Haas winner in GP4? He's going to come through the chicane now. It's lazy. He knows what he's doing because he is going to run along the line. He's weaving. He's happy because Badger wins his first race in GP4. And Racing Podge getting in the top 10. And he is in the top 10 as Pro Oliver is going to finish in P2. What a good run for the British driver. It's a British 1-2, a Ferrari 1-2 with two engines. And the Renault's going to spoil the party, though, and finish in P3. It's Grant.
Oh,
no, he's not! He's not! Where's Ghost Cam? Ghost Cam's going to come across the line. He is! Ghost Cam's going to finish in P3!
Oh, no, he'll be so mad at himself for that.
It's happened again in GP4!
It has. Last time it was JD Sabo doing the same thing. But he was in the lead, actually, so...
It's happened again! What on earth? And poor Grant, it's an all Ferrari powered, it's all three of the Ferrari powered teams on the podium. Oh.
Why did they keep weaving?
I don't think that was weaving, I think he just got caught on the curb and it spat him round.
Yeah, it could have been, yeah.
And then he aggressively went to the outside to try and block him. But, that couldn't happen. But Badger is in P1 here in Canada. What a race that was. Took us a while to get here.
Yeah, it did. Very nice race.
So, a Briton, an Englishman, and an American on the podium. Sort of a joke. All three Ferrari-powered teams on the podium here in GP4. This is a trend that could continue throughout the week at SFR. Driver of the day. I think anyone that finishes driver of the day.
Yeah.
Driver of the day is Felix, so you have to deal with me for nearly 2 hours.
I would love to see a Haas car winning tomorrow as well. That would be good.
It has to win. It has to be true, everybody. The Haas has won. That is my one per stream. Badger wins. Barring any serious investigation, Badger wins from Pro Oliver in P2. Ghost Cam's in P3. Grant is in P4 dramatically after an Energy Dan finishes in P5. Psychomich reserving finishes in P6. Bittle finishing in P7. Xander in P8. JD Salvo in P9. Racing Posh salvaging a lot from this race in P10. Outside of the points, Spiffy Casual finished in P11, Blues finished in P12, and Hawk finished in P13. Origins finished in P14. Drivers who did not make it to the flag: AG30, High Grade B, Alco, DCG, retired under my instruction. James Hook and DB both having a collision themselves. And relax.
Yeah.
What a race. That really was entertaining. It took us a while to get here, but we will have... drivers are not happy in the chat by the looks of it. So, the admins will be dealing with all serious investigations because they're open. But now we're going to have a chat with the top three. We'll have a chat with Badger, and we're going to have a chat with Ghost Cam because of the... Well, obliterated Honey Badger, because Oliver does not have a mic, I don't believe. Send a party invite to Badger, and we'll get Ghost Cam in here as well, and then we'll head over and look at the house on the screen. We have one joined us. Badger has joined us. So we'll just check to see. Badger, have you got your mic set to share?
I've literally just done it, yeah. Can you hear me alright?
I can hear you alright. If you can hear Badger, just say.
Yep.
Wow.
And Ghost Cam, just to check, is your mic set to share?
Yes.
Sterling. So, we will start with Ghost Cam, actually, because I don't think you expected to be here until you made it to the chicane, did you?
No, I don't know what happened. On my screen, he wasn't really there for me. He kept lagging all over the place, so I didn't see him much of the time when I was fighting him. He was like invisible for me nearly.
So, a whole race full of glitches. So, just take us through this extremely long event for you. We had the red flag. Obviously, you're feeling a bit annoyed with the red flag. Just take us through what your thoughts were. Obviously, the admins had to make the choice to red flag it because drivers couldn't qualify.
I could see why they did it, but I was pretty annoyed when it was rain because I was pretty bad there. So it put me way back in the order at 10th. So I wasn't happy at that, but I was 4th before, so I was rather start down the mediums instead of having free choice of tyres. So that got me annoyed.
Well, you battled through the race though, and you ended up finishing P3. How was the race for you? You saw going in a few battles, especially with racing Podge. Just take us through it.
It was good with Podge. Like, it was clean racing, but at one point I got the illegal overtake move. But when he went deep into first turn and took it with me, I overtook him back on track, so I gave it back to him. And I lost a lot of time doing that, so I didn't expect to be here from that battle. But with the other driver I battled with, I was shocked that he binned it after I got through him a couple tenths. He had a lot of penalties like I did though, luckily.
Well, nonetheless, congratulations. Are you looking forward to the next race, I believe? Or let me just check with Felix. Felix, are we at Spain next? Are we at France next, even?
That should be correct, yes.
Yeah. So, are you looking forward to the race at Paul Ricard?
Yes, I want to continue my podium streak. So yeah.
Hopefully you do. We won't be seeing anything from Pro Oliver, but congratulations to him for P2. Oh dear, it happened again. Do I have to talk to Gary, Felix?
Yeah, you don't have much of a choice, do you?
Can you stop coming into divisions and winning, please?
Mate, have you seen my season so far? You've been commentating, you've seen my season. It's been absolutely awful. I don't know where that's just come from. I genuinely...
Well, last season you moved to Gp3 and you won the first race, remember? In Germany.
Yeah, I know, but that was on like the last game. I've not managed to get on this game at all. I've been really struggling with it. So to do what I've just done there, I'm so chuffed. I'm so chuffed about that because it'll probably be the only one I get this season. Also, and I've got to say that is my best favourite track by a long way. So maybe that's just fortunate that I've come in at this particular time. You know, let's see what happens over the next couple of weeks. But I mean, I wasn't expecting that to happen at all. I'm so chuffed. I got away, stayed away, and kept out of trouble. Everyone, I must say, can I just say, I've dropped down a couple of divisions each, over the years, and it's so respectful. The back markers, thank you so much. Every single one of you was so respectful and moved out of the way at the right time and in a safe position. I'm so chuffed about that because I didn't want my win to be taken away from something like that. So shout out to all them guys.
See, that's very good because I actually had an argument with someone, and I'll tell you later on about that, about blue flags in SFR last week because someone doesn't know how to work blue flags. But
well, they did tonight, and I'm so chuffed about it. I'd like to say big shout out to all them guys. Massive shout out.
Here's the question though: did the red flag really help you with the change of weather?
No, but
did it not?
It really didn't. It threw me because I wasn't prepared for it at all. You know when you expect to be going into a dry race and you think, oh, it's definitely going to be dry now because of the second rerun. and then it's wet, you think, oh my God. I had to sit there for like 3 minutes thinking, right, what do I do? What do I do? But I guess I got lucky because maybe I got starting my last quali lap, I had 1 second to spare.
Oof.
So maybe I just got the track at the right time. That's the only thing I can think of, because again, I was so surprised about that, getting a pole. I've never had a pole in SFR. It's my first.
Well, okay. Now you've moved out of my club. Then
I've had a couple of wins, but I've never had a pole. So
you've moved out of my club with having no poles. So you know. So looking forward to next week in France. Obviously, the pit lane's changed. Are you going to be looking forward to? Mastering Paul Ricard again?
I am looking forward to it now. I've got to be honest. I've been facing all these races with a lot of trepidation over the last few weeks. So now I'm seeming to get a little bit of form. So hopefully, yeah. France would be. France is a tricky track again. There's penalties galore. So a lot of it is just, you know, try and keep a clean race, try and keep consistent, and you should do all right. So that's what I'm going for next week in France.
Well, Felix, any questions for our race winner?
Has anyone ever told you that you sound like James Allison?
Who?
The technical director of Mercedes.
No, they haven't.
Can you just say the statement, Valtteri, this is James?
Can I just say what? Sorry.
Just say this sentence, Valtteri, it's James.
Valtteri, it's James.
Oh, I'm happy about this. It's all right. He called me the commentator, James Allison, didn't you, Felix?
Yeah.
That's more of an insult, to be honest.
Any other questions, or was that it? Is that the only one? Nothing about the race, no. Okay.
Sorry, he's crying in the corner. He's having a moment. Felix, go on.
No, I'm really impressed by that race. That was you were the only one without a penalty, I think, and yeah.
Yeah, that was another thing. Yeah, penalty free. So, and that's rare again at Canada. I mean, just the Wall of Champions, that corner that's actually came. Generally, you pick up a penalty or two there, but again, I think it's down to the fact that I managed to get out in front. I was safe out in front. I had a good gap, so I could be a bit more reserved going into the penalty-ridden corners, let's say. So yeah, it was more about being a bit more cautious because I had the lead. Had I had a bit more pressure behind me, which I'm glad I didn't have, because I really needed this. But had I had the pressure, then penalties probably would have been far more of a certainty. But no, I'm pleased. It was a clean run, good run, pole. I'm not even sure. I might have even got fastest lap. No, Pro Oliver got fastest lap.
No, he didn't. Racing Podge got fastest lap.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. Racing Podge, well done. Ex-teammate of mine. Yep, shout out. Oh, can I just say, because hopefully you'll listen, can I just make a shout out to Woody?
Yeah.
It's a private joke, and he'll get it. So thank you for that.
Well, one final question from me, mate. I do have a Haas helmet in my little store. If you'd like to get it out.
You know,
would you like it?
To me.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
I would.
Yeah, I think it looks good actually. But yeah, it might separate you a little bit from your teammate who also runs a black tail helmet. But after the joke about, so we all should just stand here and just go, hello, Woody. We will see you again next time because I'm going to now go off. Sorry, congratulations, butchering this terribly. This is based about the level of the stream today. Congratulations, Gary. I'll have a chat to you after the stream's finished, and hopefully you can bring some mentality back to me.
Okay, cool.
Felix, how was that race for you? Out of 10.
That was it was all over the place, wasn't it?
It really was.
With the red flag, and yeah, that was a good race though. But yeah, luckily we got it going, and yeah, well done to Badger.
Yeah. So, SFR is not done though here in Canada. Tomorrow you're going to look at the GP3 guys. I'll be hosting the stream. I believe I'm going to have Alex alongside me on the stream tomorrow night. And we'll have a see if we can see another number 9 Haas car get on the podium for the 2nd week running.
Yeah, hopefully.
You get the little hint, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to change my number back then.
What, just scrape off the number 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now that joke was bad. But yeah, we'll see that. If you're looking on Wednesday, we'll be seeing the GP2 drivers take on the track. You'll see how badly I can crash at this track. And then on Thursday, we'll see what the Premier Division can do of the last race here in Canada. My name is JB. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Felix, for joining me in this crazy event.
Thank you. Thank you
and
very
we'll
much.
see you next time in SFR. Make sure you take a look at our social media, the Facebook page, and on the Twitter. We'll be posting more information about the races there and then. My name is JB. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later. Ciao, guys.